Have you ever wondered why some people can enter a room and instantly command attention? It is not magic. It is the invisible architecture of human connection. Communication is the most important skill you will ever learn. It is the key to your relationships. It is the engine of your career. It is the source of your personal confidence. Most people think they are good at talking, but truly exceptional communication is a hidden science. It is about understanding the psychology of the human mind. By the time we finish today, you will have the tools to thrive in any social situation. You will learn to read people like an open book. You will know how to make others feel truly understood. You will express yourself in a way that leaves a lasting impact. Whether you want to advance your career or improve your private life, you are in the right place. Let us begin by laying the foundation. Communication is a complex dance. It involves your mind, your emotions, and your intentions. It is the bridge between your inner world and everyone else. When this bridge is strong, incredible things happen. But here is a surprise. Communication is mostly about what you do not say. Research shows that words only make up 7% of the message. 38% comes from your tone of voice. A massive 55% comes from your body language. If you only focus on words, you are missing almost the entire conversation. Effective connection is about creating a shared emotional experience. It is not just about sending data from one brain to another. It is about synchronizing with another human being. This is why some people leave you feeling energized. Others leave you feeling drained and disconnected. The difference is something called interpersonal resonance. This is a state where two minds find perfect harmony. Welcome to Elite Summaries. If you want to master your life and your mind, you have found your home. We break down the most powerful ideas so you can grow faster. If you find value in this script, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let us continue our journey into the art of connection. Think about your best conversations. You likely felt that the other person just got you. In those moments, your nervous systems were actually syncing up. Your breathing patterns were matching. Even your brain waves were starting to align. This is not just a feeling. It is measurable neuroscience. When this happens, trust builds very fast. Your subconscious recognizes the other person as safe. Your creativity and problem-solving skills also increase. You even remember these conversations more clearly. But most of us were never taught how to do this. We focus on what we want to say next. We argue our points instead of seeking to understand. We wait for our turn to speak instead of truly listening. This is why so many relationships struggle. It is why talented people often fail to advance. They are missing the 3 pillars of great communication. The first pillar is presence, and this is the ability to be fully engaged in the moment. The second pillar is empathy. You must step into the other person's emotional world. The third pillar is authenticity. You must have the courage to be yourself. When you combine these 3 elements, you stop trying to impress people. You start connecting with them instead. Paradoxically, when you stop trying to be impressive, you become more influential. This foundation is not about tricks or manipulation. It is about genuine human connection. Human beings are biologically wired to connect. It is a necessity as fundamental as food or shelter. Every person you meet carries a deep need. They want to feel understood, valued, and accepted. This is true for everyone, including the most successful leaders. But every interaction either feeds this need or starves it. There is no middle ground. People will always remember how you made them feel. They will forget your words long before they forget that feeling. Now, you can have all the right technical answers, but if you make people feel small, your knowledge is worthless. If you make them feel valued, they will trust you even when you are wrong. Your brain asks 3 subconscious questions in every talk. First, am I safe with this person? Second, do they respect me? Third, will they help me or use me? These questions are answered in milliseconds. If the answer to any of them is no, the conversation shuts down. You are then dealing with a defensive person. Great communicators focus on safety and respect first. They know that influence is a byproduct of trust. You must also realize that everyone is a complex emotional ecosystem. They are shaped by their day, their stresses, and their past. Your words will either harmonize with that system or disrupt it. Skilled talkers read these states quickly. If someone is stressed, they provide calm. If someone is excited, they match that energy. They lead with understanding rather than arguments. This awareness extends to different personality types. Some people want the bottom line quickly. Others need time to think through every detail. There is no single right style. You must adapt to be compatible with others. If you only use your own style, you will struggle with anyone who is different. Emotions are contagious. Our brains have mirror neurons that mimic what we see in others. If you are anxious, you make others anxious. If you are curious, you make others feel important. You must take responsibility for the atmosphere you create. You must also learn to protect yourself from the negative energy of others. Do not let someone else's anger become your own. Another vital part of connection is storytelling. Our brains are story processing machines, and we do not just exchange facts. We share narratives that give life meaning. Stories bypass analytical defenses. They speak directly to the imagination. And every person lives inside their own internal story. If your words validate their positive story, they will be drawn to you. If you threaten their story, they will resist you. And the best communicators help others become the heroes of their own journey. They ask questions that help people find their own insights. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of this entire process. Most people never notice how they are coming across to others. And this gap between intention and impact causes many failures. You must understand your triggers and your blind spots. You must notice when your ego is driving the talk. Emotional triggers are like invisible landmines. When they go off, your intelligent self shuts down. Your reactive self takes over. You might say things you later regret. Self-aware people notice these triggers in real time. They feel the emotional charge building and choose a better response. This is called metacognition. It is the ability to think about your own thinking. You can observe the conversation while you are in it. You might notice that you interrupt when you get excited, or maybe you shut down when someone raises their voice. These are just habits. Once you see them, you can change them. You can create space between a stimulus and your response. You should also leverage your communication strengths. Maybe you are good at making people feel comfortable. Or perhaps you can explain complex ideas simply. Use these gifts strategically. At the same time, work on your weaknesses. If you are too direct, add some warmth. If you are too gentle, practice being assertive when needed. Manage your internal state before important talks. If you are tired or stressed, your empathy will drop. Take a few breaths to center yourself. Be honest about your limits. Admitting you feel defensive can actually build trust. People respect vulnerability more than perfection. Watch out for your unconscious biases. Do not assume quiet people are unfriendly. Hold your first impressions lightly. Stay curious and keep a beginner's mind. Take responsibility for your impact on others. Even if you did not mean to hurt someone, apologize if you did. This level of honesty transforms you. Now, let us talk about the power of active listening. If communication were a sport, listening would be the most important skill. Real listening is not just waiting for your turn to talk. It is not looking for flaws in an argument. It is a full-contact sport for your mind and heart. Hearing is physical, but listening is an active choice. When you truly listen, you receive the person, not just their words. Most people have never felt truly listened to in their entire lives. They have rarely received undivided, non-judgmental attention. This is why great listeners have so much influence. The goal of listening is understanding, not agreement. You can disagree with someone and still respect their humanity. Start by listening to the words and the emotions beneath them. People rarely say exactly what they mean at first. They test your trust with safe language. Hear the frustration in a tight voice. Notice the overwhelm in absolute words like always or never. There are deeper levels of listening. Pay attention to what is not being said. Notice the pauses and the topics that are avoided. Sometimes the silence speaks louder than words. Listen with your whole body. Watch the other person's posture and breathing. You will pick up information that others miss. The most advanced level is listening for possibility. This means hearing someone's longings and their potential. You might hear a need for creativity beneath a complaint about a job. This requires you to quiet your own mental chatter. One of the best tools is the reflective response. Mirror back what you heard before giving advice. This proves you are paying attention. It sounds like, I hear that you are feeling overwhelmed. This is deeply validating. Ask questions that deepen the talk. Instead of, why did you do that? Try, what was most important to you? This keeps people off the defensive. It helps them find their own answers. Next, we must master the art of reading nonverbal signals. Bodies tell the truth even when words do not. But be careful. A single gesture can mean many things. You must look for clusters of signals. Notice how a person usually acts and watch for changes. Facial expressions are very revealing. A real smile involves the eyes, not just the mouth. If the eyes do not change, the smile is likely forced. Look for moments where words and faces do not match. The face is usually the one telling the truth. Eye contact is another big clue. If someone suddenly looks away, they might be uncomfortable. If they look up and to the left, they might be remembering a visual image. Posture also shows comfort levels. Leaning forward shows interest. Leaning back or crossing arms can show skepticism. But remember the context. Someone might just be cold. Always look for a combination of signals. Voice tone carries huge emotional weight. A small change in pitch can turn a question into a challenge. Listen to the pace of someone's breathing. Rapid breathing often means anxiety or excitement. Physical distance also matters. People move closer to those they trust, so use this knowledge ethically. It is about creating safety, not manipulating others. Calibrate your own signals to match the atmosphere you want. So if you want to create calm, use a steady voice and relaxed posture. Be aware of cultural differences as well. What is polite in one culture might be rude in another. Building rapport is about creating an invisible bridge. When rapport is high, communication is easy. You can build this by matching and mirroring others subtly. Find the rhythm and tone that makes the other person feel at ease. Match their energy level. If they are quiet, do not be too loud. Match their speech patterns. This makes them feel that you are like them. The strongest rapport happens at the emotional level. Trust is built through consistency. In new interactions, use micro demonstrations of trust. Remember small details they mentioned. Follow through on tiny promises. Admit when you do not know something. This honesty increases your credibility. Show genuine interest in the person as an individual. People can sense if you are just being polite to get what you want. Authentic curiosity is very attractive. It satisfies a deep psychological need. Your physical environment also helps. Choose quiet spots for big talks. Sit at an angle rather than directly across. This feels less confrontational. Always stay authentic. People can smell a performance from a mile away. Respect boundaries. If someone seems pressured, back off. Different people need different approaches. Some warm up fast, while others need time to trust. Difficult conversations are unavoidable, but they do not have to be disasters. See conflict as an opportunity to strengthen a bond. Reframing your mindset changes your approach. Instead of dreading the talk, enter with curiosity. Focus on finding a path forward for everyone. Before you start, check your own goals. Do you want to solve a problem or just vent? Make sure you are in a calm state. Start by establishing safety. Make it clear that your goal is mutual understanding. Use I statements. Instead of, "You always ignore me," try, "I feel unheard when we talk." This avoids attacking the other person's character. Listen for the need behind their angry words. Someone saying, "You never help," might really be saying, "I feel unsupported." Validate their emotions, even if you disagree with their facts. Use emotional labeling to diffuse tension. Say, "It sounds like you are feeling frustrated." If things get too heated, take a break. Focus on future solutions rather than past blame. True influence is not about coercion. It is about helping others see new possibilities. It starts with your own credibility. People must believe you are competent and trustworthy. But the most influential people let others reach their own conclusions. This is called collaborative discovery. Ask questions that guide them through a thought process. Instead of saying, "You should do this," ask, "What would happen if we tried this?" Understand different motivation styles. Some people need facts and logic. Others are driven by relationships and feelings. Some move toward success. Others move away from failure. Match your style to theirs. Visual people like diagrams. Auditory people like to talk things through. Timing is also key. People are most open to change when they are already a bit dissatisfied. Use social proof by sharing stories of others who succeeded. Reciprocity is a powerful principle. When you give value first, people want to return the favor. But give without strings attached. If it feels like a trap, it will backfire. Scarcity can also work if it is honest. Share genuine limits on time or resources. The highest level of influence aligns with a person's identity. Show them how your idea fits their own values. Storytelling remains your best tool. A good story bypasses the logical brain and hits the heart. Make your stories true and relevant. Handle objections as useful information, not obstacles. Ask what would need to be true for them to feel right about a choice. Ethical influence always seeks a win-win outcome. If you use pressure or lies, it will eventually fail. Emotional intelligence is the invisible force in all of this. It determines if you build trust or suspicion. It is about managing the emotions in yourself and others. Start with your own self-awareness. Your emotional undercurrents speak louder than your words. If you feel defensive, others will feel it. Develop emotional granularity. Be specific about what you feel. Are you frustrated or just tired? This precision helps you respond better. Practice self-regulation. Create space between a trigger and your reaction. You can even shift your emotional state intentionally. Take deep breaths to move from agitation to calm. Empathy is the next step. It is more than just noticing feelings. It is seeing the world through their eyes. This requires deep curiosity. Social awareness lets you read the energy of a whole group. Every team has an emotional climate. You can influence this climate with your own presence. Bring confidence and calm to the room. Relationship management is about using all this info for good. It is about repairing bonds after a fight. It is about knowing when to give someone space. Separate impact from intent. Just because you were hurt does not mean they meant it. And even if you meant well, your impact might still be negative. Emotions provide data. Anger signals a crossed boundary. Anxiety signals a need for more info. Use this data to communicate better. Addressing the emotional layer often solves the logical layer much faster. Let us look at some advanced techniques. Metacommunication is talking about the talk itself. You might say, "I feel some tension here. Can we talk about that?" It creates instant clarity. Reframing helps others see a problem as a challenge or a lesson. Anchoring involves setting a reference point for expectations. Future pacing helps people visualize success so vividly they feel motivated. It makes the future feel real. Presuppositions use language that assumes a positive result. Instead of "if we meet," say "when we meet." Conversational threading weaves different topics into a coherent whole. Strategic vulnerability builds trust quickly. Paradoxical thinking engages curiosity by presenting deep truths. Energy management keeps the engagement high. Conversational Aikido redirects negative energy into collaboration. In the professional world, every talk has two goals. You must finish the task and build the relationship. In meetings, create psychological safety. Ask specific people for their expert input. When presenting to executives, be clear and move fast. Start with your conclusion. In emails, structure for action. Use clear subject lines. Be careful with your tone, as it is easy to misinterpret. Managing up means making your boss's job easier. Bring solutions, not just problems. In personal relationships, emotional investment is much higher. You need emotional attunement. Learn the unique love language of your partner or family. Conflict here is hard because the stakes are high. Separate the person from the issue. Express appreciation often. Use regular check-ins to keep the bond strong. Public speaking is about creating an experience for the audience. It is not just about facts. Be audience-centered. Understand their goals and fears before you speak. Your opening must capture attention immediately. Use a story or a bold statistic. Structure your talk with a clear path. Signpost your progress so they can follow you. Manage your anxiety with deep breathing. See the audience as partners, not judges. Keep your slides simple and visual. Digital communication adds new challenges. You lose many nonverbal cues, and be extra clear in your emails and texts. Move to a call if a digital talk gets tense. Set boundaries for your digital life. Protect your time for face-to-face connection. Your online presence is your personal brand. Keep it consistent with who you are in person. Knowledge is just the start. Real change comes from practice. Do not try to master everything at once. Choose one skill, like active listening, and focus on it. Practice in low-stakes situations first. Talk to a friend or a stranger at the store. Seek honest feedback from people you trust. Watch great communicators and see what they do. Keep a journal of your interactions. Notice your patterns. Over time, your confidence will grow. You will become a catalyst for better teamwork and stronger communities. Communication is a gift you give to others. Use it to solve problems and build bridges. The world needs people who speak with wisdom and empathy. Your voice matters. Start using it to transform your world today. Thank you for spending this time with Elite Summaries. Keep growing, keep connecting, and make every interaction count.